Hello, all. Welcome back. Hope you had a good weekend. Tonight's topics are going to be about another mom. I told y'all, once somebody do something bad, adults are no different than kids. Now we have another page of a girl. She's in her 30s. She has seven, pregnant with one, and staying in a hotel. And then I don't know what has made black men start talking about why they didn't go to college versus why we went to college. We'll be talking about that too. And then last, we are going to talk about what Black women typically do when we're depressed. So, those are our things for tonight. We'll have our co host introduce herself and then we'll get started.
Hi, everybody, and happy Taco Tuesday.
Happy Taco Tuesday. I had a cup of noodles. I went from one meeting to in here. I was like, I'm feeling a little lightheaded.
I had
I'm
a
like,
taco for lunch, but I need to eat again
I
now.
had tacos last night. Yes, I'm still eating when I get off because FYI, guys, cup of noodles is not good to just be eating, but it's something quick to make. So I just made it really quick, but it's not good. Sodium's bad, no protein, lightheadedness still won't go away. Lightheadedness, yes. And for those asking about the journal, let me tell you what happened. See, when you have a good old praying mama, a good old educated mama, a good old mama that worked with all these people and you say, here, mom, here's your copy first. Take a look at it. And she takes a look at it and then she says, did you notice there was an additional I?
uh,
Ma'am, ma'am, it's live. See, what y'all didn't know is it was already live. I just didn't tell y'all nothing because I was slow on the promo. I'm just saying, do things in order. However, tell God what you're going to do, and sometimes He'll tell you what He wants you to do. So I had to pull it back down, correct the I on multiple pages because it's a journal, right? So I had to correct it on every page and then put it back up. So now I'm waiting for the new link. So to those that have been asking, despite me saying it, I'm aware. I listen to stuff all the time or look at it and don't have the audio on. So maybe you didn't hear it. I don't know. Either way, as soon as it becomes available, I will send it. And the way my luck works is as soon as I say something or ask for something, 2 seconds later, it happens. I promise. So that's why I'm saying it. But thank you to everybody that's reached out and supported. So it will be available soon. There was an additional I, as in the letter I.
oh, that's that you because I'm like, I don't see it on. I sure was looking on Amazon. I was like, I don't see it. That's when I actually like put the link on here.
There is no link. There is no link. And that's why I'll be telling people stuff either because people be doing too much. If the person didn't tell you to go get it yet, don't go get it. It might be a reason.
You
I,
shouldn't have put it on. Nope, you shouldn't have put it on there. You
um,
already know
so
black people.
no, I could put it out whenever I want. That's why it wasn't active and it wasn't available and nobody can get to it.
I know, but when you put it up there, if you put something out there, we thinking that it's available.
But
So
why
that's
would
why
you think that? I did not say it was available. If Stars is having a
it's
show
still
today,
not.
do they put the
I
promo
look.
out
I
today
gotta
or
go
do they
back and
start
see
talking
if you.
about it?
I
I'm
gotta
a,
go look back and see. I
yes,
think because
I
you said it
did.
was gonna be a no. Yes, you did. You said it was gonna be available on Saturday. You did
I
say
did,
that.
and then I corrected it. And most people asked me yesterday.
Oh no.
Right. If they asked me on Saturday, completely valid because it was supposed to be available Saturday. That is absolutely correct. However, most people asked me yesterday after
I
I
think they asked yesterday because they see it on your page again.
Yeah, yeah, that could be it. But in business, here's another caveat. I really don't get upset with answering questions over and over. I don't. That should not ever be a part of your business. I think that's absolutely crazy. You want people to support you, but you don't want to answer their questions. Does it get frustrating? Of course it does. We all get frustrated. You get frustrated when your kids ask you something over and over. But the reality is, if you're putting out a product or you want support or something like that, people are going to ask questions. And if they didn't, you'd be like, nobody supported me. So I don't understand why people get mad about that and make a whole, like, I don't get it. So I'm grateful. I'm saying thank you. So, yes, as soon as the code is available, I will put it out because it's completely ready to go now. But it was out in March. I just didn't say nothing. It was already out. I wanted my copy first. That was the thing. I wanted my copy first. And my mom and my sister. So I ordered our copies. And then once everybody said it was clear, but then my good old mama put on her glasses and said, girl, it's not. So that's what happened. But That is why you have people look at your stuff first. So I'm grateful. That way, when you guys get the copy, because I don't feel bad, and I be done replaced everybody's copy, paid for it on my own, all over an additional eye. Aquarius. We like to have our shit together. So I am learning though. Life doesn't allow you to do that all the time. So let's take. What did you do this weekend?
Clean my mama's house. I was about to say, it don't seem like I did nothing.
Is that how you found that big ass fan?
That's exactly how I felt.
Y'all, that fan is tall as me. And it really
Right.
opens up like a regular fan. And she like the fan is tall as me. I'm 5'3". She opened that fan and I was like, I thought my fans was big. No.
I couldn't even go like that. Like it was too
No, you
big for
got
me.
one good click.
Right.
One good click, then you gotta bend over, pull it all the way back up, and do it again. Uh,
Yeah.
okay.
I cleaned my mom's. I was cleaning her house, so I found that fan. I found old cassettes. I found the cassettes I found was super old, like Michael Jackson. These is actual
Wow.
tapes. Michael Jackson, Snoop Dogg, a dog. I did I recorded some of it. Diana Ross and the Supremes. Girl, I found a grip. Bobby Brown, Don't Be Cruel. It was. I was like, this is crazy, and they're all tapes. Like, it's
Wow.
a treasure chest in there.
Pretty much, yes. You should have did a reel for that one because those
I
are
got them.
collectors.
I have them. I recorded everything. You know me. I just be taking a long time to put stuff out because I meant to put it out that day while I was doing it, but I just didn't.
Baby, let me tell you, my next product that's coming out is either going to be for deltas, for content creators, or for college students. Because let me tell you, content creators, it is hard. People that post all day long, I don't understand, but it's a huge difference in posting on your personal stuff and then posting for business, right? You got to make sure there's no mistakes. It has to make sense. It has to go in order. All of these things. If you're just posting because you want to post, that's easy. I could just sit here and take a picture and just post it right through. But once you become a content creator, it's like this burden. It is so hard because you like shit. I don't want to. The logic behind it's a whole lot of logic behind it. It is and creativity, and it's very hard. So yeah.
But see, I wasn't doing that per se for content
Oh,
creating. I don't know what I be doing that I just be meaning to post stuff and I don't. And then when I think about doing it, it'd be like, well, you know what? I need to be asleep while I'm up here trying to put stuff up. And I just always do that because I really meant to put it up that day to be like, look what I found in my mom's house.
what I love now though is on most things you can pre-schedule your posts.
Oh, I forget
And
about.
I
I
forget
swear I forget
sometimes.
about that.
Yep. When I be up like last night, y'all, let me tell you, trying to I don't know. I could not sleep last night. I was literally up until 7 o'clock this morning, just
Oh,
up.
no.
So I started doing, other things or whatever. But I could not remember at first that I could just schedule. So basically it's stuck in my phone. And then after you do so many, then you like, I don't feel like going back to do this. It's easier if you do something and then put it where it goes. I'm one of those people. I'm not one of those people that gets a whole bunch of stuff and then go somewhere else and do it. I like to do things in order. That way I can get rid of it and then do something else in order. Everybody's different. It's supposed to be something that's wrong with us when we do it that way, but I like my stuff in order. Anywho, let me tell you how much I like my stuff in order because let me tell you what I'm not going to do. Mm, mm, mm. What would you do if you heard? That's a valid question. What would you do if you were aware that your child was being bullied?
I don't know. People always say what they would do until it really happened. But I think I would try to do it the right way first and talk to the school, see if they could talk to the parent. And if don't nothing happen to that, you already know I said I'm telling the kid Well, you might as well go get your mom and your daddy because they about to get their ass whooped too, right along with you. I would try to go the right way first, so it
Mhm,
could be documented.
mhm.
Then after that, if don't nothing happen, then it's out of my hands because I'm gonna deal with it the way I want to deal with it.
I
But
agree.
you never know until it really do happen. You ain't gonna really know until it really happens what you would really do though. But I think I would try to go about it the right way first.
I think depending on the age and the circumstance, that's what will change things, and how deep something is. I think that will change things. Because it starts so early these days. Harley was already being messed with in preschool, and I told you guys about that. And we were right up at the school, business attire first, all the women first because she's a girl. Um, but when the parents did not show up, I also circled back to you guys to let you know, because I feel like that was an important topic to talk about real time, because it was actually really happening, and the steps that we went through in LA, Compton to be exact. It's not very easy. And what ended up happening, I'll wrap it up. What ended up happening is at the end, you could see why the child behaved that way, because the parents never once came to the school. The grandparent didn't come to the school. And at that point, legal action was threatened, and they still didn't come to the school. It was in that moment that I felt sorry for the child. And
Right.
I, but I still told Harley, unfortunately, now this is what you're gonna have to do. If this kid hits you, you're gonna have to drop kick them. You're gonna have to do this. It just comes to that, because I dare y'all to say something. However, because that child wasn't supported, I couldn't imagine what other things are going on in that home for you not to be supported in preschool and the parents not to show up. So, but again, that's something it was kind of minor. I just don't think a preschooler knew that he was technically touching her hoo-ha. I just don't think that that was the case. But that was a personal call. However, what would you do if your child was in high school being bullied, with the current climate that we have now and what we see? Because what we typically see is either a child will unalive themselves, and that has happened a lot since COVID, or the others will walk into an entire school and shoot up the entire school, or the African American fights back to the bully that was bullying them, and they end up in jail. That is around what we see. So what would you do if that was you?
Uh, uh it's hard, and that's crazy because this is my topic for tomorrow. It's bullying, and that's literally my topic. Um, I guess it depends on how, like, what the person is actually doing to bully them. I think it would have to be that way. First, I would have to look into that. If it's them like just doing little minor stuff, like that ain't even minor. A bully is a bully. So I think it depends on what kind of bullying they doing. But if they trying to jump you and do stuff like that, then the whole family is getting involved. Like, because at this point you're old enough to know what you're doing.
Right.
So I don't feel like I need to talk to the parents about anything. Like, either y'all gonna do something about it at the school.
Uh-oh. I think she froze.
I mean, your daddy and whatever family member want to come up here, because that's what time I'm on.
I
Period.
agree. I agree. I think if your child is being bullied, it should be, one, to your point, based on how they are bullying them. But I like that you caught yourself and said it doesn't matter what the bullying is bullying. So that brings me to the point that I was thinking about, is the impact that it's having on your child would be the next important question. So one, what they are doing, and then the impact that it has. Because a child can be what we would think simply called poor every day. But if that is impacting that child to the point where they want to unalive themselves, or they want to seek revenge, you can't hurt somebody and then tell them how to be hurt, or the amount of impact that it has on them. That is not realistic. And hell, there are adults that don't even meet that requirement. So to think that a child that has to deal with those type of things every day, um, I don't think that is fair. See, the thing people forget about bullying is if you are that child that doesn't have what everybody else has and you're being bullied at school, you don't think that you knew before you went to school that you didn't have money. So that child already knows that. That child probably already has an insecurity about it. And there's nothing that child can do to change that. So to go to school and be put down about something you already feel down about and it doesn't stop, it's a constant reminder, that's mental abuse. It's horrible. So this is what happened. There is this is claimed, alleged, nothing has been confirmed yet. But supposedly, identical twins were bullying the boy on the left. I believe he'll be on the left of your screen. The African American boy was bullying him. On said date, he had a weapon with him. And when he was approached by the boys, he then stabbed one of them, and one of them did not make it. There's an argument. I see all sides. What was your first response when you saw that?
I needed to know the whole story. You know me, I won't do that clickbait stuff like where they put little pieces in there and to make everybody get mad. So when I first seen it, I was like, I need to know the whole story. Before I come to a conclusion, I have to know what happened fully. It's to me, we know, I think to me, I would say we know 70% of the whole thing, but I still feel like we don't know the whole thing because to me, it's 2025 and everybody have their phone out for everything. So you mean to tell me nobody recorded that? We are in the recording world now.
Right.
They will let somebody
go
leave this world and be recording it. So you mean to tell me no, and these are teenagers, nobody had their phone out?
Right. No parent, nothing.
But from what we know now, I still you know me, I said I feel like it's bad on both sides because somebody lost their life and then we don't know if that boy is going, you know, he's going to not lose his life, but he basically lost his life because he's going to go to jail if he is convicted. But once I found out that he was being bullied by those two twins, then I felt a little bit different, but I still felt like he didn't need to lose his life, but the boy didn't do it on purpose. They even said the police officer said that the boy asked when he was in back of the police car, is he going to be okay? I don't think he did it purposefully for him to.
With the intent to unalive.
Yes, I don't did that. And I hate that they making it like this. But I do feel like it didn't have to go that far. But like they said again, when you get bullied, who's to say what's going to happen? Like you need to know there's consequences. But I'm not saying that the boy needed to lose his life. Right. He didn't need to lose his life, but it's just like, come on, y'all have to stop. Y'all have to stop doing this. But I still feel like I want to know the whole story. But for what I know now, to me, I feel like it is still self-defense. Even though he came there with the weapon, to me it was still self-defense. Look how many kids.
Well, isn't that called self-defense? So I carry around pepper spray.
I don't think that they will call.
I don't understand why they're saying that about him, because here's the thing, a couple of things. The first thing at the very height of it is two things can exist. We don't have to say but and any of those things, because my initial response actually was, and I saw who it was, my initial response was, I am tired of seeing kids leave this earth. And I did not know anything about the bullying part. I said, I'm tired of kids leaving this earth. That baby did not deserve to lose his twin, and that twin did not deserve to lose his life. I went completely in on the black kid. That was my initial response because I didn't know any. I only knew what they said and that they got into it and that one was stabbed. He didn't look like he was a ghetto kid, a bad kid, anything like that. It doesn't have a look. I don't care anymore because I am literally tired of kids leaving this earth. In the last couple of years, I've lost two. The most recent was one actually in high school. It is a senior year. So I believe I can say that because I'm actually feeling it. That's number one. Number two, anybody should feel like that. Ain't people tired of seeing kids leave the earth? I don't care what the reason is for. It's too much. That
It's
was my
way,
initial response.
it's too much.
It's
But see,
too
with mine,
much.
I seen with me, I did see that he was bullied when I first seen it.
So
Now,
when I saw he was bullied, my
yeah,
question was because again, if you haven't, before I was on the other side of it, I felt that same way. But the reason why I lost one person was due to that because and he took his own life. So again, you cannot tell somebody how to feel. And I think with people talking on social media, some of them need to shut the fuck. You can't tell somebody their opinion is wrong.
right.
If you're gonna have a conversation and have a fucking conversation, if you're not ready for it, then don't, and that's
And
fine.
and a lot of the people to me are not ready for it because
They're
they're
not.
making it a race thing. They're
They're
making
not.
it a race thing, and oh yeah, that's
It's
what I
not a
get.
race thing because
That's
my first response was he was wrong. Then
and
it
that's
was,
okay. That's the kind of
hey,
thing
I
I
wonder
get
if
it.
something happened. Like, did something happen? And then I found out he was being bullied. When I found out it was being bullied, I said, I got triggered because all of the comments were about a race thing, and that's why these are children that shouldn't be a part of the equation. It doesn't. The answer should be the same no matter what the race of the child is. My response was, so y'all mean to tell me when y'all kids go into a school and shoot the whole motherfucker up because one person bullied them and they
Right.
take all these people out? Please, that's why it's not good to point fingers because everybody can have something to say. And I don't recall a black kid being pulled out of school, a Mexican kid being pulled out of school. I'm just saying, if we're going to talk about facts about what happens, let's just stick to the topic. How about we do that? What the hell happened? Why is bullying out of control? And it's no way I believe that that boy wasn't being bullied. Because
Right.
why did
So
you feel the need
for
to tell
me,
him where he didn't belong? What business? You're not grown. What business is that of yours? If the adults didn't say anything and it was nothing to that degree, who the hell do you think you are? That's bullying. That alone is bullying.
hey, that's what I said. I forgot to say this weekend. I was cussing people out in the comments.
So in the comments, okay, so Rose, so on one thing that I commented because they was going in on one person, and I'm like the underdog person. If I see somebody is getting completely went off on for something that was a question or whatever, I asked the person, I was like, the person is asking a normal question. That's number one. If you don't have the answer, then let it go because what you're doing is technically considered bullying. That's number one. You can't tell somebody not to talk. And then, hey, how about two things can exist? That is a valid question because had this been reversed, and this young man had unalived himself, or had he went into a school and did something, or had he did any of these things that were outside of somebody approaching him, number one, had you not approached him, it wouldn't happen. How about that? Let's start going to the root instead of what the result was. Because the root is actually the problem. If there is bullying going on at that school and nobody's addressing it, which by the way, school ain't made a statement or anything, that's telling.
Because I don't think that they went to, I'm not sure if they went to the same school.
Whatever school they were at should have made a statement. That
Yeah,
was
I was
in
like, I
school
don't,
event.
that's
The
the part I
district,
don't get because at first they were saying it was on the bus. Then it was like they was under the tent at the
yeah,
track meet.
right,
That the twins didn't even run track. They was just there
right.
bullying people. That the boy, so it was like it's all over the place. So I was confused. But what I wasn't confused was when I was cussing everybody out. Because I was tired of that. At first, I was like, you know what, we're trying to just keep on scrolling. Like, you can't let these people get to you. But then I got tired of all that. Like, y'all making it a race thing when it's not. Like, y'all wasn't up in roars when that boy was rolled up in the gym. None of y'all didn't have nothing to say then. And still to this day, y'all, that's an open case. And y'all know exactly who unalived that boy. Y'all know exactly who did that. Did none of y'all want to protest or do nothing then? So don't make it a race thing now. Like it's a life is a life. He was bullied. Y'all all that's why I was saying I had to cuss him out. I was cussing everybody out. Then I
So
stopped. It's
my
like
my
y'all doing
other question goes with what you said. Because you said a mouthful of good things. Mouthful means good things for those that don't know old sayings. Um, everybody has their phones out. So my question is, why hasn't, even if you didn't have your phone out, why hasn't a single person said, what happened. They haven't said he walked up, this is what was said, or he didn't
Bro.
walk up. How y'all haven't said a single fucking thing? Not the son or nobody. And let me tell you what triggered me to have an attitude about that. Last night I was watching the ER show, and a little boy came in, and a little black boy was sitting there on the table, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with him. And the two little Caucasian kids, the mother kept asking him, what did y'all do anything? Did y'all do anything? No, no. You're gonna stand here and say no all the way to this boy possibly passing away. They stood there with a straight fucking face. And let's keep it a buck. That's what we've seen our whole lives. If it means that you might get in trouble any kind of way, or you're gonna look like you was wrong in any kind of way, they will sit there tight-lipped. So how is it that all of these people, parents included, are so damn tight-lipped? That is alarming for me. That is telling of what
That's just why I said they know that it was wrong, because if it was
they
any
do,
other
bro.
way y'all and said something, like I said, it's y'all live for views.
That is my belief. And like
Y'all
the girl
live for
commented on your
views.
thing. Remember the girl commented on your thing and said that her daughter keep having to fight a bully. And I
Yep.
told the lady, I said, tell the school, tell the police. She said, we
And
went
she
to the
said they don't
police
do
and they
nothing.
won't do nothing. And I said,
But
see,
they
this is
also
exactly
in
what I
Texas.
mean.
They in Texas too.
Exactly. That's why I was like, this is exactly what I mean. You try to go to the police, you try to do this, you try to do that. But then as soon as your daughter sit there and fight the other girl and she accidentally hit her head, your daughter gonna be the one in jail with,
Yep.
and that's not fair. Don't act like we don't know that schools and parents are not doing, and police are not doing what they're supposed to do until the shit hits the fan. It was a true person right on there. I'm a person that knows that I lost somebody. We're going to keep ignoring the facts. Aside from that, hey, if there's a bigger problem we need to back into because there's other bullying going on this campus, maybe that's not the only person. Maybe they need to send somebody into the school. Why ain't nobody thinking about none of that? That's crazy to me. This didn't just happen out of the blue. He didn't just walk up from
Right.
down the street. You know, there was
Like, why would
clearly
he have
something,
if he had that for a reason? Evidently they
right?
were doing something to him.
And he was a
Like,
good
come
student as
on,
well.
make it
He was
make
a
sense.
good
Like, he's
student.
not just gonna have
A knife,
oh,
a
I know
weapon.
what you're saying. Like,
All
he not
right.
just
You
gonna
like,
have,
wait, can I say that? But yeah,
yeah, like he's not just gonna carry that just because. Like, come on, y'all gotta use some common sense.
no,
As
because he
a matter
was
of
not
fact,
a bad
y'all
kid.
are they are using common sense. They just want it to be racial.
Of
Like,
course, because all black kids carry weapons. Okay. All right. So I hope that uh that the school does do something, schools period do something to
they
address all
ain't
these
gonna do
bullying.
nothing.
I don't think they are either because I don't see any type of integrity, professionalism, accountability. I'm sorry, this happened to a student in my district. I just want to make a statement. Like literally nothing. That's y'all know that's unheard of.
At all.
It's unheard of. That was a
That should have been the statement should have been made Monday.
exactly whenever it happened. That's when the statement should have been made.
Well, didn't
That
it happen
following day.
last Saturday or was that Friday? No, it happened one day last week because on Friday they already had started. So it
Yeah.
was I
So
can't
by
remember.
Monday to your the next
By
business
Monday they
day.
should have had it. Yeah, like this is a
Mhm.
whole nother week. And y'all still haven't said nothing.
Mm-mm. Very tight lipped, no witnesses, but he's being held on $1 million bail. Which to wrap this up, they've raised $250,000.
230.
Yeah, for his legal fees. So that's that's
And
good.
they had to put it on a different platform because they had it on GoFundMe, which as soon as I seen they had it on GoFundMe, I knew they was gonna take it down. I
Why?
knew GoFundMe was
Why?
because it's a criminal case. You can't raise money for criminals on GoFundMe. They won't let you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So they had to put it on that other one, Give, Go, or something. It's something else.
Then
Like
how we just raise all that money for the man that was put into jail for the kids thing?
what kids thing?
The one that left the kids at McDonald's.
That's not a criminal case.
But he was put in jail. A jail is okay.
Is if it's like something to do with unaliving somebody or something like that, you can't.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, let's take a look at more bad parenting. Here's to you. Gotta love them.
Hey y'all, let's make dinner for my kids. So they'll be having noodles, chicken some little cabbage to go with it. So what I will be doing, yeah, I'm gonna break the noodles up.
So y'all know I stay in a hotel, so we can't cook in this hotel after microwave food. So I made them their noodles and put some sauce in it. Now y'all, I do split these noodles. Depends on the circumstances. So saying so I'm gonna get them a little bit of noodles here. Get them one piece of chicken. These little cabbage things, those pretty good. Stop chance. And then we're gonna go with the fruits. Now they don't eat much. My kids do play over food, so I'm gonna get them a little portion of everything. They got them some fruits, and it's what they're gonna be eating for tonight. Due to some leak in the bed, so I'm just gonna get them a little bit of soda. And this is their dinner for tonight. Come on. Come eat your food. Sit down and eat on the floor.
So, said woman has a regular TikTok and has been on TikTok for a while and created a whole nother page to do things like this.
So she had a regular page, and now her other page is for this.
This is her content page.
We listen and don't judge, because I don't have nothing nice to say. I don't got
Is there a
nothing
reason
nice.
why her nails are done? No.
Well, she probably get food stamps, so she can't get her nails done. I don't know. I don't have nothing nice to say. Now, I guess I could take back what I said last week. I don't have nothing good to say because it's no way. When you first sent it to me, I was like, is she in a hotel? And then because I didn't never even read the caption. And then when I read it, I'm like, 7 kids in one hotel room? Like, why can't you afford to? I don't know. I got too many questions, and I should have went to her page because I want to see, like, have you asked for a voucher to go somewhere, like for housing or something? Like, why would you want your kids to live in a hotel?
I don't think she wants him to live in a hotel. I just think she's
But
made.
that's why I'm wondering
Yeah,
if she has even asked for a housing voucher to say that she's homeless, because basically you are if you living in a hotel room.
correct.
No, but I mean, if you making TikToks like this, I'm pretty sure she gets a lot of views. So I'm pretty sure that you can afford to live in somewhere.
Um, she does. She does get a lot of views, and I believe. Let's see. I don't follow people like that. Let's see. Her first video. That was the first video. So in March, she literally started her page at the end of March. Um,
The
and
end
she
of March
has
this year.
Ro. What about what I say? Don't you understand? When I tell you all you gotta do is act a damn fool and then you can go viral overnight. I told you that. Yes. She,
Okay, so she started it in at the end of March, and what?
and several of her every single video has gone viral. Um, She takes you to the store doing laundry, 32-year-old mom of seven in a hotel. And see, this is why I say shit like you couldn't possibly be mad at people for judging you or having stuff to say. That's literally your tagline. That's literally what you put. You knew when you put the shit it wasn't right. Trying to gentle parent with 7 kids in a hotel room.
Do she
breakfast,
actually show all 7 kids?
breakfast for my. Let's see. I'll show. Hold on.
Because that didn't look like 7 kids in there. Oh.
How many you want? Okay. You don't think I checked that before? I thought it was 5 girls.
I'm
7.
just looking at it like it didn't look like it was 7 kids in there. That's sad though.
Child. And here's the thing. She's 32. She had her first one at 20. So she didn't have a teen pregnancy or anything like that. She had her first one at 20.
Okay.
So that's worse.
No, I'm just saying, oh, okay.
Well, no, sorry. Both are not good. Yeah, she shows the room looking a whole total and complete hot mess. Dinner for my little boo, mom of 7 kids living at a hotel room. She made a baked potato for her boo and a steak.
Wait, a man is living there too?
Dinner for my little boo, mom of 7 living in hotel. She making a loaded baked potato. She done figured out how to make that. And a steak.
See, now my nosy self, I'm gonna be somebody on there looking for it tonight because I want to see how she did that steak and baked potato.
It's something wrong with you. She's just putting it together. She's putting it together with the stuff. Like she bought bacon bits. Now I don't know how she made that steak. Is that
That's
shrimp?
what I'm saying. I really want to know how she did it. I really want to know how she did that.
I don't know, but
Like, did she buy an electric little stove to like? How did you do that?
so you bought a stove because you got a boo now?
Wow, girl,
It's a nice steak too.
because there's no way you can't put that in no
She
microwave.
can't even fit it on the plate.
Like I said, so they eat you. Your kids don't have
But
to
she
eat
don't show how she make it. She just showed it in the tin, and then she put it on the plate, and then like she opened the potato and she put it on the plate. But
Oh, so she probably bought it then.
she taking it out of a foil. I don't know. Either way, she figured it out. And ain't no damn cup of noodles and no one drumette.
I was just about to say, she probably bought that, but she getting food stamps, so her and her boo could eat good, but your kids eating 25-cent noodles
And splitting them.
and one drumette. Like that, and that drumette was really, really small.
Yeah, it was literally a drumette, not a drumstick. A
drumette.
2 different things. Mm-hmm. So I just want to know, do you still think we should pay for however many kids somebody want to have?
Not in that circumstance, no. I said if you was married.
I don't think anybody should be able to do it. Just because I'm married don't mean I could irresponsibly do that and then say everybody else taxes should pay.
Well, you know, that's what you're supposed to, if we're going biblically.
But should you get, yeah, but biblically it tells you to do what you should. It don't tell you.
No, but that's why I said if they was married, I could give them more of a pass. But somebody that's just doing this, no.
Yeah.
But if they was married, I would consider it. Like I would be more open to it. But somebody that's just Alondra, no,
she not.
No, I'm talking about it. No, like
no, she not. Hey, boo, no, she not married. She not married, but she keep having her hair done and stuff.
Her hair didn't look done to me.
No, I'm telling you, since then.
Yeah, because look how many views she got. They said TikTok paid good. So it ain't no way. Okay, if that
So
was
when
one of the first,
TikTok paid well, this is what I mean about priorities, Ro. When TikTok paid well, you didn't say, let me put this up, let me put this up. You went and bought more hair. Braid hair is cheaper.
so so she could look cute for her viewers. So she could look cute for her viewers while your kids is still eating 25-cent
You on my nerves.
noodles.
It's worse if she's married. I mean, she got a whole man in a hotel room
That's what I'm saying. I don't think that she's married and she's saying her boo thing. She probably would have said her
or has
husband.
a man. Yeah,
But but he trifling right along with her. They neck and neck. So they
absolutely. It's a package.
yeah, you trifling. But why would any man want to sleep up in a hotel room with her, a lady and they 7 kids? So that means you and your boo is sleeping in one bed, and 7 kids gotta sleep in another bed, or are some of them sleeping on the floor?
They got to be sleeping on the floor like they eating on the. I would think some of them got to be sleeping on the floor. As the mom, they all little. As the mom, I would make the kids being 7 kids, 2
That
bed,
I don't like it. I don't
4
like
in
it.
one, 3 in the other. I don't know. I don't know. You can't put 7 kids in one bed. I don't care how
No, you
young they are.
can't.
Right? No, that's not gonna fit. Um, I sleep on the floor before my kids would sleep on the floor. That's just me, though. But yeah, child, I don't understand. There's no way. You knew I don't. Oh Jesus! When you had the first one, you were not in position. Okay, 1 is a mistake. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are all
And
decisions.
you pregnant right now.
Yes.
So maybe that's the last one, baby daddy. So I would hope that's, but still, you still trifling too.
So how was you messing with her and she in that predicament? Or are they both in that predicament? Is he home?
Yeah, if he's sleeping in there with him, he homeless.
Because otherwise her and maybe he live with his mama.
They both on the same level of triflingness.
Baby, I don't understand. Ladies, please stop having children that you can't afford or that you don't want or that you're not prepared to take care of. Because some people, okay, it's not just about affordability, it's about providing a child with a nice, stable, loving life. Because it's plenty of people that have money, but they're not present or they didn't want to be a parent. I don't think you should have children either. You don't get away with it. Nobody should have children that's not um, prepared to their best, the minimum requirements, meaning you can put a safe roof over their head, food in their stomach. That don't mean you could take them to Disneyland, pay for private school. I'm not saying all of that. That's not realistic. But to be able to feed, protect, and clothe your children, that's the minimum. That's all of those things are associated with traumas and psychological problems that they could have later. Then they're going to be going to school getting bullied, and then they're going to be in the same predicament as the story before. Why you want to set your kids up to be bullied? And it's all of that. Well, they seem happy because they running around playing and with no structure they're doing whatever they want to do. Yes, they're absolutely happy. You think they're going to be happy when they realize that they don't have what other kids have though? Absolutely not. When they can't have their friends over to play?
Yeah,
Absolutely not.
if she had her first one at 20, and how old is she? 32
Yeah,
or 30? So that means that
32.
you got a preteen.
Mm-hmm. But notice you don't really see that one in there. So I wonder if that one is with a dad or something like that.
Girl, now that's somebody I'll be calling CPS on. Like that makes no sense. I would be calling CPS on her.
Yeah, somebody had asked where's the rest of the kids. And then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The oldest one is a girl. The oldest one is a girl. Somebody asked where's the rest of the kids.
It's your
Oh,
phone.
sorry. I have to say. My bad.
So the oldest one is not on there.
You see her? It's a girl. She
Oh, is that the one all the way in the back?
with the white. She got on white.
What are they in? I can't tell what that is. About
I
us.
don't know. I don't know. It looks like some little toy thing on the playground or whatever. Um, but at 12, that means she's about to be 13.
That's what I said. She have a preteen. Like
Hmm.
that's just girl. No, I would call CPS so fast it would not care about what nobody had to say.
No, she needs help and resources, or
Hmm.
um to see if the family could pitch in, or no. You know what? We always do that. We say see if the family could pitch in. Check where the fathers are, because the fathers need to be held accountable as well. So that's what they need to do. Check on what she can do other than get pregnant. See where the dads are, because if it's multiple dads, where's their part? Why they can't take, why they can't help? Because it's not just on the mom, it's on the dads too. So they need to be looking for her baby daddies, because that just doesn't make any sense. Now on to the last topic. Do y'all listen? I'll play it. I will play it first. Here we go.
We did not go to college because we was too busy trying to figure out how to pay for lunch. Shut the fuck up, worried about why we didn't go to college.
That would be a really good point if y'all sisters that lived in the same households as y'all and had the same mother and father as y'all didn't go to college. Like those sisters that lived under those same circumstances still found a way to go to college. The issue is that y'all never intended on going to college. Y'all didn't want to go to college. Y'all were acting up in schools, acting up in the classroom, fully focusing on sports and athletics. You did not care about education. So do not blame every other circumstance on why you did not go to college. You did not go to college because you did not want to go to college. You want to be a rapper or a basketball player. That's it. Seriously, think about it. How many of us know two siblings where the daughter is just like doing her thing? She's a lawyer, she's a doctor, she has a master's degree, she does something, and then you have the mediocre son who is in and out of jail, in prison. Like that's not unique to the Black community. Like this is an ongoing thing. The women found a way, and the men, y'all accepted the excuses that whoever allowed you to accept. And not to get too deep into it, but now that I think about it, I semi-blame the parents, because while the parents were hyper vigilant about the daughters and, oh, I don't want her to get pregnant, I need to know every single aspect of her life, blah, 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 because I can't have a whole daughter, that whole thing, y'all were super vigilant when it came to raising your girls, and then let the boys in the same household run amok, terrorize teachers, and y'all let them hyper focus on sports and made excuses for why their grades could be down, which in the end it worked out for us girls, but then you wonder why you produce lackluster sons. I mean, it all makes sense. But at some point as an adult, you have to sit there and say, hey, like, I'm an adult. I can't keep harboring on, the circumstances of decades ago when I lived with my parents. Like, you just have to step up at some point and stop using the same excuses and just do what needs to be done, because the girls did what needed to be done. Why can't the guys do the same?
I think that is 100% true, and goes back to what we were talking about a couple weeks ago. But somebody pulled up. I saw a quote that Michelle Obama said, and she said, "We love on our sons and we raise our daughters." And
Hmm.
that is very true. That goes back to what my complaint was. If you think about it, we were latchkey kids, but the girl is the one who cooked, took care of everybody, combed ahead, made sure everybody got out the door, was responsible when everybody else came back. But the boys got to just go play and take out some funky ass trash. They didn't have to really do anything that girls had to do. So when it was time for us to be adults, we couldn't wait to get out of the house, because we were already doing things like a pseudo parent. Um, we were already doing it for the kids that we didn't have, or a household we didn't structure, and it was not our rules. So we're doing all of these things where we have no say. So yeah, most of us was like, I might as well get my own place. I know exactly how to do it. I know how to pay a bill. I know how to make sure things get clean. I know how to go to the store. I know how to take care of kids. So why wouldn't I do it? And then as far as the college part, it makes absolute sense, because again, because we had a different mentality because of how we were raised differently, we were raised and matured. So when we look at that older person going to school, are we watching different world for our generation specifically? Yeah, those are things you want to do because that's way more fun than being in this house raising my siblings, being in this house under your rules, doing the same shit basically that you're doing, except for bringing the money home. I only need to do that component. I'll go ahead and go work. I want to make sure that I can do this on my own with my own rules now because I've been doing it so long in a space where I did not want to do it and I did not sign up for it. So yes, I am going to school. That way I can make sure how my mom had to do it, I could do it a little bit better. I could make her proud. So yes, that is ideally what we want to do. I see what he means. However, I agree with this lady. How we grew up, gang culture was model for these boys and not college. It was model for all of us though. Do I think that it's a little bit different for boys? I do. In my uncle's generation, which is the generation right above us, remember if the boy plays sports or was really good in school or anything like that, the neighborhood kind of made it so that that kid could go to school. The local drug dealer might buy his shoes that he needed to play basketball or sports and things like that. They kept you away from it. Our particular generation, I think that they were looking more at fast money, cars. They wanted to be grown, but they only wanted to be grown for the things that the neighborhood guys had, not what it took to get it the right way. And it wasn't a lot of fathers in the home saying, I don't want you to do this. Hell, they was still doing it. So a lot of them was out there with their fathers and uncles and shit doing the stuff. So for our neighborhood, like the islands and Centown and stuff like that, no, that generation of men truly felt their sons. They did. And I will say that. So to everybody's point, we was still raised in the same household though, and you could have made a different decision. But your decision was to be out there with the knuckleheads, but you had the opportunity to as well, where the parents should have kept both of us in the house. We both should have been doing things for the household and helping. The girls couldn't run the streets like that, but the boys could. Why would you let them run the very streets that you don't want them out there on? That literally does. I don't care if it's your uncle. My answer would have been no. That's why some people moved away from the neighborhoods too. So I think that, sir, why you talking about being worried about money for lunch? Most of us were. A lot of us were. How about that? Worried about what you're gonna get for school clothes? A lot of us were. Those things that he named don't apply. Now, if he would have said, depending on his age, depends on your age and where you from. I could relate, but for you to act like that's the reason, no, that's an excuse. Because there's plenty of them that became doctors. There's plenty of them that did the right thing. So that's an excuse to me. And you still making the excuse. So what's the reason why you're not doing it today? If you're talking, we cannot hear you. You are on mute.
I didn't know that I was still on mute.
Yes, sorry. So if you was talking and I'm like, I can't see. Yeah, I could
I
not.
don't even remember what I was saying now.
I'm sorry. I would have never just sat here and talked over you crazy. We couldn't hear you. Oh my goodness. But yeah. I don't know if college wasn't modeled for. I think that I do have a question. Here's my question. In order to get to pros and stuff like that, college was modeled. It was modeled differently. It was modeled through sports.
Yeah, really the only kids that really to me was modeled to go to college was like athletes. The
Yeah.
regular just
Go to be a lawyer, a doctor.
yeah, no, it was just
agreed.
only for athletes in our age bracket, our generation. That's what it was. So
It was not required of them to go to college. No, it was required of them to work. It was required of them to earn money. So in that space, I can agree that the messaging was off as hell. And that's why Michelle Obama said we loved our sons and raised our girls because that messaging wasn't the same in every household. the ones that were deeply into sports. Our year, ironically, 98, Pomona High had a lot of boys go to college and go to school and finish.
Yeah.
They actually finished. Um, some of them played pro ball. They actually did. But to have that passion for it, because I will say as well, in some of them coming home from that space after they were done playing sports, you don't see what a translation of that college degree translated over, because
No.
I can't think of very many that came home and got their own place, became a businessman, started a business, worked at a company in a higher position, continued in athletics. I don't see a lot of that. I don't. Now, later, are they doing things? Yes. But when they came home, no. So we kind of went to school or decided what we wanted to do and then started doing it. So it is different. I think that they
Because
have,
it depends on what they majored in college too. Most of them was just really going to college still to just play. Whatever.
right.
It wasn't
Right.
really to, oh, let me go to college to get
For
this
what I want to
degree.
do. Right.
Exactly. And they didn't make them do that. They didn't teach them like, okay, when college is over and you finish playing basketball or football or whatever you doing, you still got to have a degree to fall back on. They
Right.
didn't teach them that, so they wasn't really going to school for nothing.
And you know what's interesting? There were I shared this story before. My uncle's far removed from it now, but when I was in school, there were several people that my uncle looked at and was like, that person is a beast. But because my uncle, that's why I think it's good when somebody comes from a neighborhood, right? Because my uncle went to Ganesha, stayed in Centown, survived all of that and took a different direction. Both twins went to Berkeley when that really wasn't heard of back then. But both of them went to Berkeley, played football, straight A's, came out. One went into education, and has actually been with the same school district since college. And
that's
then,
good.
right, that's crazy though. But yeah, now he's the superintendent for that school district. And then the other one is still a coach. But as he was coaching, the primary thing that he looked for, because he didn't go to the school to meet with the students, he went to the home, because his thing was, you have to get your education. You can't play for him without having your education. And it was mostly because if I could remember, no matter where I am, to come back and reach to my roots to make sure y'all are okay. And I did it. And now I'm coming back giving an olive branch. I'm not giving you shit. If I feel like you're going to mess it up, I'm going to give it to somebody who can get it. But I'm never
Right.
going to stop coming where I came from. And I couldn't do nothing but respect that. And it's several people that wanted to play for him. And he was like, they're not ready yet. And you can't be mad, because look at the end result. They did go to college. They did not embody what they should have. They wanted things. I'm going to keep saying that because I don't know another way to say it. Like, they wanted things. Look at all the stuff that they had before us. Like, we had cars, but they had cars on rims with beat in it and all of this stuff. And we was like, I just want to make sure I look nice and that I enjoy the car that I drive. Most of them didn't go get an apartment first. We all had apartments. They wanted to floss in front of their friends more than build and do the mature grown-up things they have to do, which is reflective of how we're raised different. But it wasn't going to get you to that goal. That's why I don't get it. Oh Lord, a lot of male role models were the drug dealers and gangsters. You right, they were expected to get a job, play ball, or stand. Yeah, the standard for us was to be successful women. Yes, literally, key word, successful. That is very true. But you know, the generation right before us, the dope boys, they didn't let you. It was like, leave that kid alone. He's going to do what he needs to do. Hey, you go ahead and get home and listen to your mama and stuff like that. That very next era, which is the 80s, we all know what happened in that era. So I mean, we know what happened. It just That's crazy. So to have lived through that and seen that, and just right there, I saw how these people were raised because I was there. I saw it happen with my uncles. And then fast forward to, I'll use my cousin. I'll fast forward to a Juggy. Juggy shouldn't have been doing what he was doing, but he was doing it out of survival. He had things that he needed to do for his parents and whatnot. So his best solution was the Robin Hood mentality. I'm not trying to hurt nobody. I'm not trying to do this. I'm not trying to do that. But I do need to do this because I need to provide for where I came from. Long before he had kids, he didn't have kids right in high school or nothing. It's so many that were impacted by that drug era that set on their shoulders, and the boys had to take care of what was needed for the house, and the girls had to take care of the house.
Mhm.
And I think it's really sad. But he looked young, and it's never too late to go back to school. I was watching a show last night, the ER show. That girl was sitting there and she was like, "Oh yeah, I went to school to be a lawyer. I practiced for a couple years and then I said, I want to help people. So I went back and became a doctor." I said, and here I can't get a journal out the door. Mm, I'm telling you, it's some smart people. We are some smart people. We are. But we are facing adversities, even
Mhm.
till today. So for those that are not strong enough yet, or you don't have the right people around you, do the best you can where you am, or don't beat yourself up. I did that for so many years, and it prevented me from enjoying my creative side because I was so worried about being successful in corporate and hitting a particular mark. And that I liked what I did, but it completely cut off my creative side. I wanted to be a fashion director. That's what I wanted to be. And I was told that that was stupid. So then I went into the business aspect, executive, but that's not me. And it like a part of you dies when that happens because for somebody to tell you it's stupid, then I thought everything creative was stupid. So
Right.
I didn't nurture it. To want to dance. I was a cheerleader, but I was always nervous to perform. I can dance. Why don't I do it? Because it's stupid. That carried over to a lot of things. So, but don't beat yourself up because we still fighting that fight. And I know we are. Get people around you that encourage you, take little steps. Everybody's not going to be a doctor, but if that's what you truly want to be, you
Right.
can. You can. And you could start with being a nurse, then be a nurse for a little while and go to school because the reality is we do have to work, most of us, while you're trying to do it. And it's not easy. It's not. Um, I always say what Michelle Obama says, right? Um, it is it's that way in my family. I will not raise my sons that way.
Mm-mm.
It's a disservice to them. It is. And sometimes I check in with my mom because I be feeling like Kiara name be getting called more than Skylar name, but I gotta remember it's an age difference and all of that. But I still be like, do you ever call Sky's name like that? And mama be like, Shh, I've been telling her to do that since Wednesday, and I'd be like, that's why I should stay in the child's place and shut up. Sorry, mom. But we do still check and balance each other like that because we
Right.
raised a man. We raised a man. We have to because no, I don't want her to feel like that. And I want him to be capable. But he buys 3-ply paper towels. So I think we did a good job. He has a Sam's Club membership on his own. I think we did a good job. Shout out to your uncle. I love my uncle. I really do. Especially now that he stopped being so hard. I met my goals. Um, that's what it was. I was trying. Thank you. I wish I would have saw that. That's what I was trying not to say. What
Mm-mm.
Alondra wrote on the screen because I don't know if you can say that, but that era literally was in the 80s. That is when we was born. So when we talk, we're saying it from mom, be calming down. Don't agree. When we say certain things, we grew up in the hood, the real one, the for real one.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, the for real one. So when we say certain stuff, that's why we don't have judgment. We were raised in great households where we have balance, where we have church, where we have it's okay to make a mistake, where we've
Mhm.
lost people very young, where bullets are flowing past our head. but we made it on the other side. So that's why we could talk about so many different things and have a different perspective of each side. I don't think we have a single perspective about one topic because we can see it from so many different places.
Right.
We can. I think that's why people like us too, because we really don't judge. We don't. But if you lived in it, if you know, you know. That shit is no joke. And if somebody, I'll end with this, at the height of everything for me, and the reason why I created my nonprofit is because I got tired of being an HR manager and nobody looked like me that was in a significant role. And it broke my heart because the doorways that we need to get into, we're not in those positions to get through those doors. And when I started doing HR, it got to the point where before you could send me your resume directly, right? I was literally checking emails and going through each hundreds of resumes. Then we got systems. When those systems got put into place and those rules about nepotism is circumnavigated, oh, get me in. Oh, get me in. It's no more getting nobody in. If you don't make it past that system, that you have to do what you're being told to do, then you can't get in. You will be amazed how many people I would tell exactly what to do. Oh, I got to do all of that? A resume? But you want me to get you into a job where you making X amount of dollars?
Right.
And as soon as you say that, I got hurt once. As soon as you say that, I automatically will not help you anymore because you already showed me that when you get in here, you're going to cut up, and that does hurt the person that's there and that got you in. But it's sad. So then I started the nonprofit because I was like, maybe if I catch them earlier, they won't act like this, and then I can help them. All I was dealing with is the person that was sitting across from me in the interview. They got kids. I was still dealing with them.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, I had to take a break. The nonprofit will be up by the end of the year, but I had to pause because it was so disheartening when you're trying to help people and trying to help kids. And I was successful. However, I don't think y'all understood what it took for me to get. My last girl is at Irvine. The one before that is in Texas. She's in Texas. One has children, but she's still in the medical field. And then the one before that is in veterinary school. She wants to work with all type of animals. And then I just got an email on Saturday that the baby I was working with, that was one of the sisters, she promised me 4 years ago. It was before COVID. 4 years ago. Watch Auntie Asia. They all call me Auntie Asia. Watch. I'm going to college out of state and I'm going to be in a dance group. So baby Irma she got accepted. I won't say where because that wasn't inbox. She got accepted and she will be dancing. So it's heartfelt on some spaces, but child, when you can't save a child, that just hurts your whole heart. I have to get therapy and work on my empath behavior. So it's hard. So I think that each one should reach back, but when you can't, I understand. Just like I understand when somebody says, Asia, I can't do it. I can't. I don't think I can. So then I say, I've humbled myself a lot. I say, well, tell me what you want to do. Let's meet you where you are. You got to meet people where they are. I didn't want to meet people where they was before, but that came from my Uncle Ronald. No, you could do it. I want more for you. I'll help you with your homework. We could do it together, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, I'm completely drained and it's not worth it. If they're not ready, they're not ready. But love on people because this generation done been through some shit. We really have. And this generation we're in now, the biggest thing for me is probably bullying. Rose, what do you think is the first? Well, first, yeah. What do you think is the biggest thing too that impact this generation? Kind of like ours was Latchkey Kid and the introduction of that, and then your final statements.
Wait, you said what do I think impacted us? Because Amir came in here. That's why I
No,
didn't hear it all
not
the way.
us. What are the couple of things that impact this generation as much so that other generations like could stop saying, oh, y'all got it easy, whatever. They got their cross too. What do you think their cross is? Yes, that. Yes,
Oh
that
yeah.
and that synthetic weed. I saw it on
No,
the
that
show
is
last night. That synthetic stuff that the kids don't understand. They think that it's not a big deal, and it is. I didn't know it was still out there like that, but apparently it's some leaf that they spray with stuff, and you don't know how you're going to act. It's not detectable in tests, none of that. So I believe that and fentanyl.
Yeah, I think that is both of those. For sure, that one right there.
Mhm.
No, mommy.
Guys, be patient. I want to let her be able to give her closing remarks. So I think, let me tell you what I think it is for this generation. And hopefully it's not the same. I think that bullying is one of the biggest ones because, baby, in my generation, let me tell you, for at our school, if you were mean to somebody, my group or whatever, we was cool with everybody, but we would specifically reach out to befriend that person that everybody was being mean to, if we saw somebody sitting by themselves. Go ahead, Roseanne.
Okay. I can't even think straight because every time when I be about to say something, he's saying stuff.
Oh, I think that, and see, okay, let's weave it into the conversation so you could calm down. Listen, when you are, she is a full adult. She has traveled, she has done amazing things, she has gone to school, she is fully prepared to be a mom. You can fully be prepared to be a parent, and that kid is going to be parented the way they want to be parented.
Yeah,
So when you are younger, it's crazy to try to sit here and have all these kids, and this is what happens when you prepare. So just think, why would you want to worry about money and shelter and all of these things, and then you can't enjoy being a mom? Having cyber, bro, just let them. It's okay. It's okay. Now they have cyber. Yes, I think that the whole umbrella bullying is horrible. Cyberbullying, the access to different things that they have. See, your girl is scary. My mama taught us to look at things differently, and I think that we observe things differently in my era altogether because most of our moms was alike. And here's the caveat: most of our moms was alike, whether they was on drugs or completely sane and had everything. Those foundational things, being raised in the church, none of that left out of them. People respected their parents back in the day that could be streetwalkers. They still respect their parents, and their parents would still ensure that they put the fear of God in them and let them know that they expected more from them and those type of things. Parents still gotta parent, and the village supposed to back up the parent. I agree. The exposure to seeing so many things, I think that they look at the wrong things. Where if I had the internet back in the day, baby, I'd have been a lawyer, a doctor, a businesswoman. I'd have been everything because it's so easy to do it. That information's right there. Instead, they're looking at what somebody got. So what was you going to say, Ro?
I don't remember.
Okay, we'll close out. Alondra says
Oh
they
my
have
God.
no fear of anything. These kids don't know God. See what I mean? Now y'all see me looking this way. Alondra's comments, all of y'all comments are over here. I'm not seeing them until I turn like this. We all speak the same language. I literally just said something similar, and she was saying something similar. I just said most of our parents was similar. None. You know what? You know what else bad about this generation? Look how many parents can't even get along. They can't even get along because they beefing with each other or hating on each other. All of our moms could pull up and talk to each other. They would drop us off, come in and chat for a little bit, all of that. These new ladies, I don't even know what they're arguing for, but they arguing worse than the kids. Some of the kids can't even be friends because the parents don't get along out there all trying to date the same football coach and whatnot. Child, it's a mess. It all go back to the parents though. I don't understand. So that's why it's teach children. I agree. I agree. Like that time you taught me by punishing me with every step I took and every sound I made. I understand exactly what you mean. That was the worst summer of my life, but I never did it again. So there you go. Well, thank you for joining, everybody. Hopefully, you have an amazing week. As soon as the Amazon code is available for the journal, I will post it, and then the other journals coming right after it. Let's just get this one out the door first. Who knew a little eye could cause all these problems? But I'm glad she found it. I am. but it will be coming out soon, and I hope you enjoy it. There are affirmations on every single coloring page, and I wrote them myself. I as well wrote the letter to you at the beginning, or to us, and then I wrote one to close out. So I really hope you enjoy it. That's kind of what's taking so long. I'm really writing them from my heart and trying to give back. Any final words from you, Rose?
No. God bless you.
I think it goes perfect with the show because this is real life, and it goes with what we said. You can be completely prepared and things will happen. Kids are going to be kids. So why set yourself up to where you can't enjoy 90% of the process? This is only 10% of the time, y'all. As soon as we're done, he's not going to do nothing.
Show ain't.
He's not going to do nothing. He wasn't doing nothing before. So have a good night. Make sure that you subscribe, share, and comment below. Good night.